Sometimes on this channel, I show you recipes I make for special occasions, but what is it that we're eating on just a regular weekday? Well, I'm about to show you. I also wanted to show you just a typical day in my life so that you can see how sometimes it gets a little crazy and why simplicity is the secret to success. So let's start with our mornings. Mornings are chaotic at our house. With 6 kids, we have to get them all out the door before or around 7 a.m. And so sometimes my kids eat breakfast and sometimes they ate late at night and they don't want breakfast. This morning, I made peanut butter chocolate chip sandwiches for whoever wanted them. Yeah, I'm that kind of mom. I can't control it all. Bye, have a good day at school. Before we get into the meals, I want to teach you something that is a game changer when it comes to eating a well-balanced plant-based diet. This is what I teach in our membership, and this is what I try to live. That is, we follow our plant-wise plate. For every single meal, we try to eat at least 20 grams of protein so that we're feeling satiated. We also include a whole grain, a veggie, and a fruit. I try to live by this, and it makes the biggest difference in feeling amazing on your plant-based diet. All right, I'm headed to the gym, but first I'm making my pre-workout drink. I do a mix of Live Mate and some Amla greens. This is yerba mate and it has a little bit of caffeine in it, which I feel like helps my workouts. Actually a lot, gives me the energy. Amla green just has a ton of antioxidants. I love this stuff. This is the hibiscus kind. The two of these mixed together taste like raspberry lemonade. Okay, not entirely, but kind of. So I just do half a scoop of Live Mate, half a scoop of Amla green. This is my pre-workout, yerba mate, Indian gooseberries, tons of antioxidants, and then energy. Normally, I grab a little bit of a banana or a little bit of a bite of my kids' sandwiches before I go to the gym, just to have something in my belly. But I ate later than usual last night, so I'm just going straight there. I have no appetite and I don't want to eat and force myself to eat when I don't feel like it. So let's drop off my son at school and then head to the gym. Love you, bye. All right, it's upper body day at the gym today. Let's go. Okay, I'm back from the gym and I want to show you my go-to breakfast that I make every single day. I love it. First, I take a bowl and just rolled oats. And I would say it's about 1/3 of a cup, not quite a half a cup, about 1/3 a cup of rolled oats. And then I add water and I just kind of eyeball it, just enough water that then I'll microwave it from here. 1 minute. Okay, my oatmeal is done. It's cooked. Look at that. Just perfect, doesn't move anywhere. This is the consistency that I like. Now, here's where I add in my favorite protein powder these days. This is where I mix it up. Sometimes I'll mix up the flavor, but currently I love this Truvani pumpkin spice. That's my favorite flavor, and I'll link it below. And then I don't use the full scoop, I use half a scoop. And that gives me an additional 10 grams of protein and about 60 calories. And I've also lately been experimenting with adding just a little extra leucine just for muscle protein synthesis. So I'll add just a little bit of this Naked BCAAs, just the leucine. See if it makes a difference, but trying it out, I like this brand. They sent this to me and I'm very grateful. Also, if you've done any research on creatine, then you know that it is good for you, even if you're not lifting weights, that for men and for women, the protein powder covers up the flavor. I'm already mixing so many things in there. It's like, why not? I also love adaptogens. And I like that this brand has cocoa. I like the taste of a little bit of chocolate in here and different types of adaptogens with it. And so I'll throw this in. And it's also just kind of more of a calm energy so that I can have a little bit more energy throughout the rest of the day. But I know it's chunky. You're supposed to actually brew it and I just eat it plain. Just a little bit in there to throw in some extra adaptogens. This has dandelion roots, it has ashwagandha, it has rhodiola, it has chaga mushrooms, reishi, other things that I can't pronounce. Okay, so that's all the powders. I know it kind of looks like a lot, and that's okay. Then I'll add in my soy milk, because you know that soy milk is full of protein, so I prefer to use soy milk over almond milk. My husband actually likes almond milk. He does not love the taste of soy milk. So I'll mix all this together. And this is my whole grain and my protein, but you know, we still need to add a fruit and a veggie. But we gotta mix this in first. I like it nice and soupy. And now it's time to add in the fruit and the veggie. So for the veggie, I just used riced cauliflower. I do this every morning. I like having a cold oatmeal, and so this is frozen riced cauliflower, and I added in nice and frozen. And I tried to add in about 1/3 cup, so similar to the amount of oatmeal that I put in. And for my fruit, I love wild blueberries. And again, these are also frozen, and about 1/3 cup here too. And I'll mix all this in together. It's not the most beautiful thing, but it is delicious. It really is. If I'm feeling extra, I can sprinkle in some cinnamon and cloves, but usually I'm pretty good. And this already has some Ceylon cinnamon in it. This is my favorite part of the entire day. It tastes like a Frosty. That's why I love it. This literally tastes like a Frosty, but it's like the little bit of chocolate, the pumpkin. Oh, it's so good. I love this so much. You have to try it. There's something about the frozen blueberries and the frozen cauliflower and then the protein powder that just literally makes this taste like the most delicious thing. I love it. That's why I eat it every day. Sometimes it's a little crunchy because of the rasa. I know I should either blend it or do something, but I just like a little bit of that chocolate flavor in it too. So good. I don't do this every day, but today it is a gorgeous day outside. And so after breakfast, I just want to go on a quick 15-20 minute walk, enjoy the sun, got the hat on to protect my face, and just enjoy this beautiful day. There's also something magical and rejuvenating about walking by water. It just rejuvenates your soul. I love it. Okay, I just showered and now I'm getting ready for the day. Elf brand, super fancy over here. For those who don't know, Elf is like the cheapest. So, LA Colors. You can get this at Family Dollar. You clearly don't follow me for my skincare routine or my makeup routine. LA Colors. I got this at the dollar store and I love it. I do pay a little bit more for my foundation just because that's what goes over most of my skin, but for the eyeshadows, I don't stress about it. I love this green lipstick. Amazon. Looks green, goes on pink. LA Colors, dollar store. Actually love this mascara. Makeup done. Now let's do the hair. Okay, it's time to get some deep work done. I'm in my little office / mudroom with all of my kids' stuff. Right now I'm filming a mini course and I make sure that the camera doesn't see all of that. You do the best you can when you're a mom. I plan on working for a couple hours and then I'll put my lunch together. Also, work time is when I drink a lot of water. Don't forget this part, water. Okay, after a couple hours of working, it's time for lunch, and lately I have been making a salad. It's simple, it's easy, and I'm gonna show you how I put it together, making sure that I have 20 grams of protein, a whole grain, a fruit, and then the salad is my veggie. So how I make this work so that I'm satiated is I need the protein. I have frozen a bunch of these tempeh sticky fingers from my last YouTube video, and I like to use these. They're fantastic. I froze them in little single serving baggies. If you wanna know how to make these tempeh sticky fingers that I use for my lunch, then just click on the recipe that is linked below, or go ahead and watch my other YouTube video where I give you all of the details on how to put it together. It's linked below too. But if I don't have time for tempeh sticky fingers, or if I haven't prepped any other plant-based protein or have extras, this has also been my go-to. Dr. Barnard actually, at any of his PCRM medical conferences, he serves this. And so I felt like if Dr. Barnard can eat it, then I can too. And sometimes I'll just take 2 of these patties and then crumble them up and add it to my salad. But first I'll microwave this so it's nice and warm, just for 1 minute. For my whole grain, I'm making an exception with non-whole grain sourdough. I either will eat whole grain bread or sourdough bread, even though it's white. Because it's sourdough, it has the benefits of the probiotics. So I'm gonna do that and toast it up. Hey, real quick, have you grabbed your cliff notes of the book, How Not to Die? I spent hours combing through this huge book by Dr. Michael Greger to pull out the specifics for every single type of disease and the type of foods that you need to be eating so that you don't have to spend hours doing the same. It's a quick way to get the best facts from this book. So if you haven't already grabbed it, make sure to click on the link below. You will be so glad you did. I want to clarify that any leafy greens work. You don't need to have a fancy garden to do a salad every day. I just have this, so I might as well use it. And this has helped me actually be consistent with eating a salad every day because I've got to use up these greens. So let's go ahead and chop up my greens. And I just like to grab a variety. So I have this because my husband was actually part of the patent team in getting the patent for this particular garden. And he needed to buy it for work, so we get to benefit from it. Then I'll grab some green onions and some cilantro and some dill. Then I got my tempeh out of the microwave and I'm just gonna use my scissors to chop up the greens. I feel like the smaller they are, the more I like to eat them. I also have some baby spinach that I need to get rid of too. I'm gonna add that in there. I could totally make a super quick, easy ranch dressing out of just the base of yogurt, but I'm too lazy for that today. My husband buys extra salad dressing from a local salad dressing shop that he loves. I know it has oil in it. I know it's probably not as healthy as other options, but it tastes so good. And he brings it home and it makes my salads really yummy. I'll just add a little bit here. And then I have some extra tomatoes from some homemade salsa that I made. I'm just gonna throw on top. Instead of butter on my bread, I wanna show you what I do instead. Yes, I can buy plant-based butter and sometimes I do that too. I don't like butter plain. I've realized I like to have something on my bread. So I have this Misto sprayer with a little bit of olive oil in it and I'm gonna spray it. It's the tiniest amount. And then here's the trick. Balsamic glaze. And what I love about this is it adds vinegar, so it'll help reduce the blood sugar spike. And so we'll glaze that bread. It makes it so good. And then for those not avoiding salt, I sweat a lot, I'm super active, so I actually need salt in my diet. So I'm adding the tiniest bit to my bread and here we go. So, so good. And then we'll add some fruit for our dessert. Yum. You know, while I make a lot of recipes for YouTube, I eat the same thing for breakfast every day and I'll either eat leftovers for lunch or this salad. I'm just a creature of habit. It makes it easy, super simple. It takes 5 minutes to put together. I never spend that much time on lunch. And if you need a store-bought salad dressing to make it work, just do it so that you're getting more leafy greens into your body. And I can never survive with just salad alone. I need bread too, and protein. The mix is perfect. It's so good. It's so good. This is heaven. This is what I love to eat. Seriously, leftovers or salad. Every day for lunch. That is my go-to. I'm finishing my lunch with an orange and a little bit of outdoor time just to enjoy this beautiful day before I go back to work. All right, back to work. One thing I didn't actually show earlier is that I had to go to the elementary school for an IEP meeting for one of my children, which is never super fun. And afterwards, I had one of these. These are the sweet potato cinnamon rolls that are so good. They are seriously delicious and it's nice to have extras. I made them for Easter and this time when I made them, I made like 3 times more filling. So good. You don't even need the frosting. Mwah. They're so yummy. If you want to see the video on how I make these amazing sweet potato cinnamon rolls, then just click on the link below where I've included the recipe along with my last YouTube video where I show you how to make them. If you can, always try to eat your dessert after your meal, even if it's a healthy dessert. It makes a big difference on your blood sugar levels. Before the craziness of kids coming home from school, I like to sneak in a quick nap. Even if it's just 10 minutes of closing my eyes, I feel like it makes such a difference to rest before the craziness of all 6 kids being home, needing me to drive them to all of their activities. So that being said, good night or good nap. This is the best part of the day. Oh, I love it. 25 minutes later, I'm ready to hit the second part of the day. After a quick nap, sometimes I grab a little piece of dark chocolate. This one's sweetened with dates. Just a little bit of caffeine to get me going for the rest of the day. All right, let's go. All right, bye, have fun at gymnastics. Have fun at judo. Bye. After I drop off the kids at gymnastics and judo, this is the time that I work on my Instagram account. So I'll post something to Instagram, pick them up, and then go home to cook dinner. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you don't already. Also, I want to mention that I feel very lucky that we have help with childcare, so that when I'm dropping off my older kids, that my younger kids are taken care of, because otherwise it can be really tricky. How was crew? How was crew?
We seat race, so.
Kids are home from school, they're playing with friends, and it's time for me to prep for dinner. I hate wasting food, so I'm going to look at my fridge and see what I can use for dinner from there. We have some leftover soup. We made this Wisconsin cauliflower soup for Sunday dinner, for Easter Sunday dinner, and there's a bunch left over. If you want to learn more about how to make this delicious Wisconsin cauliflower soup, then make sure to click on the link below where I've included the recipe and my other YouTube video where I show you how to make it. I'm going to use this as the sauce for my high protein pasta. Okay, so for the leftovers, we're boiling some water. I will salt this water first. I just want to add any extra flavor that I can to the pasta since we're making the soup go a long ways. This is my favorite brand of high protein pasta, but I had a little box of this left over, so I'm just gonna mix them together. We're looking to have 20 grams for each serving. So this will count as our protein for dinner. Water's boiling so I could add the pasta in. Okay, pasta's ready, let's drain it. So now the pasta is still really hot, so I'm just gonna take this leftover cauliflower soup and just place it right in there. Probably about a third of the soup that we had. It fed a lot of people, but we just had a lot of food that day. And I always like to make bread with the cauliflower soup anyway, so we always have leftovers. It really seriously makes for the perfect creamy pasta sauce. If I wanted to warm it up a little bit more, I can turn on the heat just for a little bit and then taste it if you need to add more salt. Oh, tastes perfect. Looks just like Alfredo. When I made this Wisconsin cauliflower soup, I was actually out of unsweetened plant milk. So instead I used half a block of tofu and 3 cups of water, and it turned out fantastic. So it's always a great swap if you don't have any unsweetened plant milk at home. Now the pasta usually counts as the whole grain or the starch, but I do have extra potatoes from our Sunday dinner, and I'm going to use the air fryer to cook these up. The nice thing about having lots of kids is food will always get eaten if I warm it up. For our veggies, I'm going super basic and chopping veggies that we already have and that are about ready to go bad. And then I'll just have them out on the kind of like a charcuterie board. Someone open this up and cut off a piece for themselves. And then whatever my kids don't eat, it's nice because I'll have these as leftovers for snacks tomorrow. They'll usually eat their veggies with hummus. A lot of times you see on this channel me making elaborate meals, but honestly, the day-to-day is sometimes just basic like this. I'll try out a new recipe a couple times a week, but most of the time, we eat pretty basic stuff. Half the time, I'm just trying to eat up all the produce that I purchased before it goes bad. Simple, simple. And remember, we also want to be able to include a fruit with the meal, and so these are just my favorite grapes. They taste like cotton candy. They're from Costco, and we're almost out of them, but I'm just gonna pull these out with the rest of the veggies. Potatoes are done, and they're even tastier than they were 2 days ago. All right, here's dinner. We have our protein, our starch, our veggies, and our fruit. And then I pulled out some hummus for the veggies and ketchup for potatoes. Grab your fruit. You didn't get any grapes.
I'll get that later.
You'll get it later.
Yay.
Is that your after school smoothie snack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those potatoes. This is all what I'm gonna eat for today.
Now let's talk about dessert. My favorite go-to dessert lately has been high protein yogurt with some berries and granola. Let me show you how I make it though. I wish so badly that high protein plant-based yogurt was an option at my grocery store, but it's not. It's not an option. And the easiest, and sometimes the only yogurt I can even find is this yogurt. It makes me mad, but you do what you can with what you have. So we're gonna take the yogurt and we're adding vanilla plant-based protein powder to it. This is unsweetened yogurt, so it's easy to add in the flavor. I've already used about 1/3 of it for other recipes. We'll just add 1 big scoop of vanilla plant-based protein powder and mix it up. And you just kind of have to taste it to see if it tastes okay. All right, taste it, see if you need to add more. No, just a little bit more. All right, let's add some berries and granola. I love to add fresh berries if I have it. In fact, today all I have is frozen. So we'll do some blueberries and some strawberry and banana. Let's grab the granola. I like this kind high protein almond butter granola. Just gonna sprinkle a little bit over it. And then the best part is a little bit of cinnamon. All right, let's enjoy some dessert.
Dessert.
Just for me. It's good. You like your dinner? When you add protein powder to yogurt, it definitely changes the texture, but it still can be a great option. And I do prefer to buy yogurts that are lower in saturated fat, but this is the only one in my grocery store. Literally the only plant-based yogurt. So if that's the case for you too, and you're avoiding saturated fat, just make tofu yogurt like I showed in my last video. So make sure to check that one out as well. Watch that one next.
That video, hit subscribe.
All of the recipes for today's videos are linked below, and I even include more information about my membership if you need more help and support. So check that out. And then I quickly want to show you what I did with the leftovers of the leftovers. So for day 3 leftovers, then I'll take the pasta with the sauce. I'll add a little bit more flavor to it. So this is just like a garlic, herb, black pepper, salt. And we're gonna put this in the air fryer and make it crunchy. 15 minutes. Yum, look at that. Oh, those look amazing. Leftovers, guys, for dinner. You love those?
That's so good.
It's so good.
Yep, of course, yep. Yeah, what's wrong with it? You know, the continuing people die like billions.
Socks on.
I want mama.
As you see, when it comes to consistently eating a plant-based diet, especially with a large family, simplicity is everything. And following the framework of the Plant-Wise plate makes a huge difference. I hope you enjoyed this day in my life. And if you like this one, then I know you'll also like my other really old YouTube video where I show you another day in my life of what I feed myself and my 6 kids when they're all home from school.